One day, while roaming the streets of Saint Denis, we come across some mysterious writing on a wall. The writing reads, "I drink from the maiden, and I live again in the dead, the heart of the ring of blood." After jotting that down in our journal, let's continue looking around for more of these strange writings. Walking through the market, we find another of these writings. This one reading, "5 bones under the perfect star. Nosferatu at Dominica will become mortal again." I'm not sure what that means, but we should probably look around for any more clues.
Enjoy the day, ma'am.
Hello.
Another of these well-hidden writings reads, "With one long kiss I draw the life from her and await the outpost of advancing day." Behind a tall metal gate we find another writing, this one reading, "I feed again, the blood of life, the circle has begun." The fifth and final writing, and possibly the hardest one to find due to the poor lighting, reads, "O sweetest of napes, may your blood remain forever on my lips. 6 there will be before the lust is sated." After marking down the locations of these 5 writings, we see they form the shape of a pentagram, and in the center of the pentagram is an alley just across from the church. A couple days later, around 1 a.m., we encounter the vampire in the middle of a feast, in an alley across from the church, just as the pentagram showed in Arthur's journal.
The things we do.
So, you found me.
Hey, what are you doing?
Stay back for your own sake. I walk with the undead.
What, you're a vampire?
I have been called many names over the centuries. Now go, or I'll feed on you too.
After threatening to feed on Arthur, we can attempt to defuse the situation. However, the vampire's had enough of this and attacks Arthur.
You're no more vampire than I am.
I'll suck you dry.
With one quick shot to the head, the vampire dies. Looting the monster, we get some stringy meat and 2 bat wings. Picking up the weapon the vampire dropped, we get the ornate dagger added to our inventory. And that completes the Vampire Saint Denis encounter. We are going to go over a bit of information not yet covered in the video, and maybe answer 1 or 2 of your questions. Like with most random encounters, you can kill the vampire the first moment you lay eyes on him. Doing this will still earn you the ornate dagger, but you will miss out on the conversation between Arthur and the vampire. Choosing to defuse or antagonize the vampire results in the same thing, with the vampire leaving his victim and attempting to kill Arthur.
What, you're a vampire?
I have been called many names over the centuries. Now go, or I'll feed on you too.
You're a goddamn idiot.
I'll suck you dry. Your blood is mine.
I wouldn't have found this next part necessary to answer, but considering people wondered if the vampire would burn in the sun, which it does not, I decided to show you what would happen if you take the vampire to a church.
Just relax, friend.
Come to me. You have done your worst, now I will do mine.
It is important to know that this is the only way to obtain the ornate dagger, and this is required for 100% game completion. And finally, the vampire delivers a one-shot kill, so it would be a wise decision to make a save once the vampire spawns in your game. You will note the vampire spawn in your game if a small X indicating a corpse is seen on the map just across from the church. I'm not quite sure how this vampire managed to stay alive for centuries only to be shot and killed by 1 bullet to the head. I would go as far as saying this man were not an actual vampire, if not for his strange physical appearance and the game itself calling him a vampire. It was odd that he carries bat wings on him, and that he does not take damage from the sun or from churches. But this can be explained as Rockstar was simply trying to tell a short story about a vampire, and it didn't seem necessary to include sun damage or any effects from churches, because this encounter is meant to be short and sweet. You are meant to kill the vampire as soon as you're done talking to him, and the bat wings in his inventory can simply be explained as Rockstar trying to tell you, yes, this was a vampire, even though vampires turn into bats and don't normally have wings on them. This is everything we know about the vampire Saint Denis. Thank you for watching.
Unbind me and I will spare you the worst.